So about 8 years ago, I uploaded the first ever Pokemon battle to this channel. It was a 4th gen match versus MTG Xerxes, and honestly it was one of the crowning moments of my Pokemon and YouTube career because Xerxes was like an idol to me. And in this match, this is the team that I fought him with a couple of minor tweaks. This is an old re-uploaded battle from a few years ago when I was using a team I know to get back into Gen 4, so as always, past me will be narrating the match.
He's got a Claydol, I've got a Swampert, we both want to put up Stealth Rock, so we're probably just going to proceed to do so. I'm not really scared of anything it can do besides Explosion, which I don't think he's going to go for straight off the bat, so we should be able to get Stealth Rock up. He, on the other hand, might be afraid of super effective stab Waterfall coming into his face, which obviously I don't have. I mean, I have the Ice Punch, but it's still going to hurt, so he has a right to be afraid of Swampert. I, on the other hand, don't really care about him. However, because I have my rocks up, I'm going to go straight to Noir just to block any kind of spin he might want to do. And he was afraid of the super effective hit, so he went to Slowbro, which is fine for me, because I know I can just sort of do stuff. I don't have Toxic on this team, so I'm just going to go for Will-O-Wisp, just to get some residual damage on it. I may as well, just, get some offensive pressure on this thing. Don't know what kind of set it's going to be, so yeah, let's just go for it. He just calm minds up in my face, so I'm just like, oh crap, is this just a setup Slowbro? Which, granted, I have ways of dealing with it, so I'm probably just going to go straight to them, but I do need to deal with it. So I do have Snorlax, which is nicely specially bulky, and it also does have the super effective Crunch, so I'm going to go straight to that. Not going to waste any time, not going to give him any more boosts that I shouldn't be letting him get. And he just goes for a T-Wave, which was really interesting. I'm like, okay, he's probably going to have Slack Off, so does he just have one attack? It might make it easier to deal with him, depending on what it is. So, not really too fussed about the paralysis. I'm just going to go straight for a Crunch just to start getting some offensive pressure on. He might be able to slack off to just to sort of mitigate them, but I will get drops eventually, and it's just a winning situation for me. So he's going to switch, fearing the Crunch or T-Punch or whatever. And then in comes Ape, which, granted I do get the drop, but I can't stay in because he brought it in for a reason. I go for Swampert because I wasn't too sure if he would predict Noir or not, because, it's quite likely that he'll predict it because he's seen it already, and hence close combat would be rendered useless. And I figured that a fire attack Swampert would take a lot better. If he goes for close combat, I should be okay. Not really, that did a lot more than I was hoping it would do, so don't really know what to do. He could still be a Mix Ape because they are pretty common, and for that reason I should be afraid of Grass Knot, but ultimately I don't really have anywhere better to switch to handle it, so I'm just going to force him to make that play. He does. Not really too big of a deal to lose Swampert. I have Stealth Rock up, and it's probably going to be there to stay, since I have Noir to block Spin. He's at -2 defense right now, and, I'm pretty confident that a Sneak would be able to take him out from there. So I'm just going to go to Noir, who can handle anything he wants to do, especially because he doesn't have any boosts if he is indeed a Mix Ape. And so I'm just going to go for Sneak. It should be fine. He brings in Claydol, which is, again, fine. I'm not really scared of anything this thing wants to do. He can't explode. Earth Power's not going to do too much. I have Will-O-Wisp and Pain Split and Shadow Sneak to do to it, so there's that to think about. So I'm just going to click Will-O-Wisp, get some residual damage on there. May as well do it. And in comes Shiftry, which is really interesting. Haven't seen one of these things, I think, ever in 4th gen. So I do know they can go both ways on either physical or special. So I know Snorlax is going to be epic here because he is burned. His physical attacks aren't going to do squat, and I have all the special bulk in the world. So his special attacks aren't going to do squat. He has Sunny Day, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty nifty little concept. So I don't know what to do here, whether to just try and straight up kill him or to try and play the long game with this thing, see if I can potentially, do something else. Because I know if I kill him, Ape's going to just come straight back in. And in the sun, I really don't want to deal with Ape. So he does go for Solar Beam. I can take it all day. It only does about 20% after lefties, which is really, really freaking nice. It's a big, powerful stab hit. And I Sleep Talk, I get a Crunch, which looks good because I get a nice little hit off on him. But unfortunately, I just don't know enough about this thing. I didn't even realize it could carry Explosion. And so for that reason, instead of being in a situation where Snorlax would be basically at full, well, near enough to full HP as he was going to get, I'm now sitting at, after another Stealth Rock entry, I'll be about a quarter HP. That really isn't good. And he's just killed himself off, which means the Ape's going to come straight back in, and in the sun, I really don't know how I'm going to handle this thing anymore. I mean, I have Starmie, but I'm a modest Starmie, so he might be flat out faster than me, which would really suck, because after coming in on a sun-boosted fire hit, at the very worst, then he's going to be able to outspeed me and grass knot me for the kill. I might have to let something flat out die. The question is, what am I going to let die? You know, there's a lot of thoughts in my head. I could, of course, go to Dusk Noir predicting the close combat, but in Sun, if it is indeed a mix-ape, then Flamethrower is going to roll over Dusk Noir. It really is, especially if this thing's Life Orb. On top of the fact that he might not even be a classic mix-ape, he might even have Flare Blitz on there to deal with Snorlax anyway, because in the Sun, even though I have the Thick Fat, it is going to royally roll me over. And there's just all sorts of things he could do. And I'm weighing up where I can switch at this point. I'm looking at what I need for his guys. It might be a good idea to just leave Snorlax in and just leave him to die. Because I have Raikou for his Slowbro. I have Starmie for his Claydol. Even though he has loads of special hitters, Snorlax's time might just be now. So I think I end up deciding just to leave Snorlax in as fodder to get a safe switch into something else to deal with Ape. And I don't know why, I just expected to die, so I just clicked a move, thought, hey, maybe I can rest and, salvage Snorlax for later. But in reality, if he misplayed like this, I really wished I'd have clicked Body Slam, because Ape would be down right now if I had have done that. And I'm just kicking myself in the face right now because I had a chance to kill it. It's proving really difficult to handle, and I had a freaking chance to kill it. So that's really unfortunate for me. I misplayed like an idiot, and now I have to deal with a +2 sun-boosted Mix-Ape staring at my face. And really, I just have to let something die so that hopefully Raikou might be able to come in and finish it off. But then he's just going to bring in Claydol to sponge it, and it's just not good for me. So I stay in wanting to just fodder off Snorlax again, but he misplays again and goes for Flamethrower, expecting Noir. And I Sleep Talk a rest. I'm like, are you kidding me? If it had been anything else, even if it was a Crunch, which wouldn't have taken him out this turn, I absolutely would have gone to Noir, because this close combat is the most obvious freaking close combat in the world. And if I'd have gone in now, I might not have been able to kill him with Sneak. I just wasn't confident enough that I could kill him. If he'd taken anything else, Body Slam would have just flat out killed it. But if Crunch had gone on him, I would have switched to Noir, would have sponged the close combat, and then I would have been able to sneak him for the kill, because he would have been at lower HP thanks to the Crunch. So I lose Snorlax, which isn't the biggest deal in the world, because I did leave him in to die anyway. And I take out Ape, which is good. Now that thing's gone, I'm happy. That was a huge threat, and it's gone. I'm happy. So Porygon Z comes in, which really sucks. I'm just thinking to myself, wow, Snorlax would have been absolutely huge, even more huge than he actually is against this team, because goddamn, he has so many special attackers right now. If you consider Mix-Ape a special attacker, but even if you don't, that's like, 4 of his guys are that. I mean, granted, 2 of them had, potentially 2 of them have Explosion. I just don't know. But now I've got to deal with this thing. They can carry Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball. If he specs, then Noir is screwed. He's probably screwed anyway. The best thing I can do is Will-O-Wisp for residual damage. So I have to switch somewhere, but this thing has such a large move pool. I don't want to bring in Raikou, because like I said, I need it for Slowbro, now especially now Snorlax is gone. I go to Scissor, just sort of a middle ground, because if he's going to go for Shadow Ball or Dark Pulse, then it'll be okay, I guess. And he's pretty bulky. He is a bulkier Scissor that relies on Bullet Punch for outspeeding things. But then he ends up going for an Agility, which is pretty interesting, because it gives me options now. I could go for Bullet Punch and hope to 2-hit KO it from there, because I'm pretty sure I can take 1 hit. I don't think they can carry fire moves other than HP Fire, which he's probably not going to have because he has Infernape. So I'm going to elect to go for Superpower, because even though U-Turn is also a thought, I don't want to not kill it, because where am I going to go if I don't kill it? Like, I can't really go anywhere else because of how fast he is. So I'm just going to go for Superpower. This thing's way too threatening right now. I need to just flat out take it out. Even if he switches to something to take it, it's not really a big problem, because I can just switch somewhere else, and salvage Scissor for later, because Noir can easily deal with Slowbro. It can easily deal with Claydol, on top of the fact I have other things to deal with those guys as well that he hasn't seen yet. So I stay in, he T-bolts, ouch, he gets a crit, ouch, he gets a paralyze. Thankfully, I'm not fully paralyzed. I was like crapping myself when I saw both of those Hex events go off. Thankfully, I'm able to take it out with the Superpower. It's gone. And, that's, again, huge for me. That's a huge threat gone. In comes Arcanine. I'm thinking, great, that's fantastic. Finally something Noir can handle, seeing as he's my only wall left. He takes out Scissor. Scissor was pointless. I wasn't going to get anything done with a paralyzed Scissor, who, even though I can spin rocks away, is going to die to rocks. It's just not worth it. So he takes it out. He ends up being Life Orb, which is pretty cool. because it means I know what he's going to do. So I bring in Noir. I know I can take whatever hit and dish out an EQ, which is really nice. He Morning Suns to mitigate some Life Orb recoil, but thankfully my EQs are going to do more than Morning Sun can handle. And hence I'm going to win in this exchange if that's the route he wants to go down. Thinking maybe I'll just, misplay or switch up or whatever. It's obviously in my mind I could try and Shadow Sneak him, predicting something else coming in. Even with Life Orb factored in, it might 2-hit KO him, but if he Morning Suns on a sneak, I'm going to feel really stupid. So I'm just going to elect to keep going for EQ. If he brings in Claydol, big deal, I can handle him. So it's not, it's not really that, bad of a situation if he did that to dodge EQ. Instead, he goes to Slowbro. So I'm thinking, right, this is my time to bring in Reiku. Time to reveal him. I know he's got T-Wave. I'm going to try and bait it out by staying in for a turn. On top of the fact, I want to guarantee the move he's going to go for. If I sneak him now, then he's going to want to slack off here so he doesn't die to burn damage after sneak goes off. So I'm going to switch to Reiku. Actually, I don't know if sneak would have flat out killed him. I could have got paralyzed, who knows. But I'm going to switch to Reiku now. He doesn't know I have sub, and he doesn't have any boosts up, so he's going to be mortally afraid of a T-Bolt. He might try and T-Wave, thinking I'm going to do something else. But I'm just going to sub up, see what happens. And in comes Claydol. I think, okay, I need Reiku to deal with Slowbro. I can get an HP Ice off for free because I have the sub, which is cool. But I'm not going to start Calm Minding up yet because I just don't think I can do enough damage to Claydol before it does too much damage to me to where an Arcanine E-Speed will probably take me out. So at this point, I'm just going to get the Hidden Power Ice damage off. It does a good chunk, but not really good enough. And now I've just got to look at where I need to switch, because I need to save this thing for Slowbro. Going to save it, going to go to Dusknoir just to try and handle it, because, yeah, he's going to handle it. He might have even exploded, fearing another sub or something. Who knows what was going to go on, so, I go to Dusknoir. He gets the drop, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't go for any hits. I'm just going to start sneaking it because I want to get damage. I was tempted to Will-O-Wisp to get some residual damage on it, but at this point, because of how low he is and because of the fact Will-O-Wisp will be wasted completely if he switches, I'm just going to go for damage, and he light screens, which is kind of scary because I have special hitters to deal with Slowbro. They're going to be quite mitigated now. Thankfully, I know he's not Light Clay, so I know that it's not going to be around for too long. So I'm just going to keep making the offensive plays, going for sneak, and he he goes to Slowbro. I would have loved to have a sneak on him because it probably would have forced him to go for a slack off in this situation for me to get a guaranteed safe switch into Reiku. Unfortunately, I get paralyzed, which sucks. So now I have to play things differently. I didn't know if he was going to T-Wave, so I went to Starmie as sort of a middle ground, because I have Natural Cure, and it's not the biggest deal in the world if Starmie gets paralyzed. It is the biggest deal in the world if Reiku gets paralyzed, because I think I would potentially be done then, because I need it to deal with this thing, and I just need it to be, able to be outspeeding, everything. So, I go for spin because there's no point me attacking. I may as well do something productive in here while I try and guarantee that he's not going to T-Wave on the switch. It is likely he will because I have Natural Cure. He might be thinking that I just want to switch out and get rid of it and just say, snarf, snarf, you can't T-Wave me. But it's not how it's going to go down. I don't think he thankfully doesn't predict any of that. I'm still not 100% convinced he's going to not T-Wave this turn, so I'm just going to decide to recover up, get Starmie up to good hit points. At the very least, that allows me to potentially take an Arcanine E-Speed, should I need to go down that route to kill it. So, there's all sorts of thoughts going on in my head. His light screen is almost gone, which is really helpful. Voice crack, it's funny. And, yeah, I get up to recover. He starts Calm Minding up. I think, right, he's definitely going to start going for Calm Minds, or at least trying to attack. He's not going to T-Wave in this position. So I'm just going to make the play now, go straight to Reiku, and now I have to think about how to play against this thing. I'm obviously not going to kill with a T-Bolt from there because of the ×2 special defense. So I'm going to Calm Mind, thinking that he knows I have sub, and he's not going to want me to get a free sub, so he's not going to T-Wave, right? There's no way he's going to T-Wave. I'm going to Calm Mind, and yes, he doesn't T-Wave. I get a Calm Mind up, not for free, but I take it a lot better thanks to the special defense boost I get. And now it's a real tough move. Sub is ultimately the correct play. I could try and kill him with a T-Bolt from there, but if I don't, I might be in a huge spot of bother because I might get T-Waved, and then he'll be faster, he'll slack off the damage, and I might get paralyzed, and who knows. I figured that if I subbed and he attacked, at least he'd take a bit more damage to where T-Bolt might be able to finish it off. Then I could hope that Starmie can take an E-Speed from Arcanine, and I could finish off his guys that way. And so, I go for sub, and he T-waves, which was also a potential move because he thought I was just going to calm mind up over and over again trying to take his hits. And so I get my free sub against his T-wave, which was just epic. I was just doing a little dance right there because it should be in the bag, but I still don't know whether I'll take him out. Still don't know whether I can calm mind or not. I know if I have a sub up and I kill this thing, game is over. And I go for the T-bolt and it kills it. I don't think that crit actually mattered. I think it was good. I think I should have taken him out. Even if I didn't, I could potentially have gone for a Starmie sweep from there. So I think I was good. I think I got it. I get another hilarious crit against his Claydol, which obviously didn't matter. But I take it out. I have my sub. Arcanine's not going to beat my sub, which is awesome. I'm going to pull this game out. It was really close and really dicey towards the end. I'm just so happy I could pull out. So happy I'm playing 4th gen. A hell of a match. Had so much fun.
I did have so much fun. Honestly, 4th gen is just kind of my jam. Like, it's where I got started in Pokemon battling. It's where this channel got started, obviously. And watching this battle back as well, by the way, like, the middle game was kind of meh, few misplays, but that end game, good lord, played that Raikou to perfection. Like, really happy to see that back. If you're interested in watching the first ever battle, I will leave a link to it in the description below, as well as Xerxes' perspective, because he actually uploaded it to his channel too, and I was like, oh, I'm on Xerxes' channel, like, double starstruck. I will warn you though, I wasn't very good. I was garbage. Like, the actual battle is not great, and also the quality is terrible because it was a shitty laptop webcam that I recorded it on. But if you're interested, it's down there. So, yep, hope you guys enjoyed. See you some other time. Take care.